I'm Elliot Page and I'm presenting my Omega magazine. I believe it's appropriate to vary the content of my evaluation, so I'm going to start off with a video to show you how I develop my work. Okay, that's that.
Thanks, Elliot. You'll publish that on...
yeah, that's
your
already
blog
on the
as a
blog
separate
ready.
posting. That's brilliant, thanks.
In between the months of September and November, I played around with the set preliminary tasks and also on work on my own accord. Here's the CD cover, which helped me develop and set on pre-existing Photoshop skills, as well as push for my own new styles, which you'll see play out in the magazine. I found the preliminary task a useful link, a good stepping stone for my magazine. You're taking the relatively basic skills and building up a conventional skill set which is required for the final task. As you can see in my college magazine, the styling is simple and is the concept, but you can see I'm further developing my skills. After developing more brush strokes and developing my own concept art on my own accord, I can then pursue putting it towards my own draft music magazine. This was the result of beginning themes and styles which are led to later emerge in my magazine work. I think that the use of Photoshop, presentations and the use of online surveys and tools can really help progress any magazine work. The core of any modern media company is the technology it uses, and using these technologies for our own work helps us give us a feel of what the real media world will be like. Here is my front cover, which after many hours on different software platforms has brought out my best work. My magazine follows convention in many ways. I have the traditional left third magazine, which contains the main article and other leading articles, and also the main Omega logo making the magazine stand out. I think it makes the magazine immediately recognizable, and you'll see the theme later on. I've kept the masthead as simple as possible, keeping the date, website and barcode simple and out of the way, but there necessarily. I also have a large profile shot of the artist, which is the only part of the front cover in colour. I believe this helps bring the eye to focus on the picture, and then from this I flow the text around the picture, which I think makes the eye flow with it. So I have the pull quote up here, the main article, etc., all leading on from that. My magazine does follow all the criteria of a mainstream music magazine, but also uses simple poster-like styles and brushes to create a simple glossy feel which I believe fits my target audience. My contents page is more vibrant than the front cover. I believe this helps to make the reader want to turn to the indicated pages more. And as the main article featured at the top with a picture, and using alternative words, for example, fruity beauty, etc., it's fitting in with the target audience. It's giving them language and alliteration which they can more connect with. All the pages are of course linked by page number, and it also introduces elements of a second main article, which is gigs, which is something my target audience wanted to receive. Although not important enough to go on the front cover, it's important enough to have a main lead in the contents page. I also keep the Omega logo at the top of every single page to keep magazine identity. My double-page spread uses good use of conventional media work, large pictures shadowing a story. It uses large pull quotes and slug lines further down in the story, and it's broken up with questions to make it more connectable and identifiable to the reader, which now leads me on to my next section, which is target audience. Now, my target audience, as you can see, is not gender specific. However, it is age specific, with the main target audience being between the ages of 15 to 18 and possibly stretching to 18 and 24. The magazine itself focuses on dance and house music. Although a subculture of music, it's shown strong demand, and there is a large group of people who listen to it who I believe I can sell to. The magazine audience likes can be seen here, as this was done in my media preliminary research task. Using this as a test and basis for my understanding of the audience, I was able to develop my magazine around this, and so far the results have proved positive. I asked a few people questions about my magazine, and here are the results I got. When asked if my magazine had a consistent house style, 100% of people said yes. When asked if the article itself was appropriate, 100% of people said yes. When asked if the images on my front cover and contents page were appropriate to that, 100% of people said yes. I believe that my magazine reflects and resembles the young dance scene it's selling to, a particular social group. From responses I've had and research I've made, believe the language used is simple and tasteful, and the images and design is bold and strong. The content reflects the gigs, genres and styling shown to me by my audience. I believe not only does this help attract the people I'm trying to sell to, but it helps me direct them generally. I believe my magazine should be moved into the digital age, as well as being sold in traditional outlets in a hybrid selling scheme. This is why I feel specialist magazines, who are a major distributor of magazines with specific target audience, would be perfect. For example, you can see here the company deals with very famous magazines like Enemy, Q and Rolling Stone. I think given the right targeting, Omega could be up there with them. I hope that answers the set questions for you. And do you have any of your own?
Yeah, oh, great, okay. I have a couple of questions. Look, technologies, you've embraced quite a few during this project. What do you think you've learned from them in terms of the various technologies you've...
Well, I've learned how you can use Photoshop rather than just being a tool to make a family picture look better. You can use it as a professional tool to help build up a product which not only you can sell professionally, but you can use it as a professional tool.
What were the two techniques that impressed you most that you learned from Photoshop?
The main techniques that I use personally, and the ones that made a big impression on me, were the use of importing content, for example using font and things like that, so you can get a unique thing which basic Photoshop will not give you, and also the use of imported brushes, which I used to create a lot of the effects you could see there.
Okay. That's great.